What's up, everybody? It's MC Lyfe.
Jonnyo.
And we have special guest.
Figuer.
Man, take the dang mask off. What's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody? We're here.
Yo, introduce yourself one time.
Hello, this is Philip. I go by Figuer. Tattoos, art, and graffiti. I've known Jonnyo and Lyfe for many of years, and we just out here, I'm blessed to be here today.
Man, you recently just did Route 66 mural in San Bernardino, or where was it?
Yeah, it's right down the corner at Jimmy's Liquor on Waterman and 5th.
And it was about a week ago?
Yeah, week. I just put that one in, yeah.
No wonder you look like you melted, man. It was hot out there in San Bernardino, man.
Yeah.
You look like you got tan and stuff, man. That's good. When picking a mural and stuff, do people give you the picture like, hey, we want this on this wall, or they give you artistic freedom?
Lately, I've been getting a lot of artistic freedom. So I'll find like a happy medium. We try to see what the demographic is in the area and what we're gonna try to, get going on and what they want to do. So with them, they had the vision of the March Air Force Base and the Route 66. So that's why we went with the airplane and the bomber and with the Chevy.
Okay, we'll put the airplane up here too. We have like a thing up here. So you guys will see it. Yeah, you'll see it. And so we'll put the picture up there so you guys can see it. When did you start drawing, being an artist, because you're not a tagger, you're an artist.
Right.
You do graffiti art, and some of your most amazing, beautiful pieces are with aerosol cans, but you also give it the little touch up with the paintbrushes. But when did you figure like, yo, I'm pretty fucking good at this?
Like, when I started seeing it taking off was when I was super gifted. It was probably around 3-4 years old. You know what I mean? Like, my sons are super gifted in drawing, but lately my daughter is really picking it up, and it's kind of crazy to see the relation and the translation and what that is. So I would say probably about 3 or 4 was when I was like, oh man, that looks realistic in what you're trying to convey. You know what I mean? That was that at that age. But when I really started with the graffiti, you know what I mean? It was probably 2010 is when I really started painting those portraits.
Okay.
And like that's when I started separating myself to where
portraits like this, correct?
Correct.
Like realistic people. Like when you do portraits, are you, like earlier you told me you just go on Google and you type in, because I thought this right here was Serge. I thought this was from System of a Down. I thought this was Serge Tanankin. I don't know how to say it if I'm saying it right, but this is not.
No, totally not.
Okay, so who is this?
It's just an old Persian man.
And how did you find it?
A Google search, a Yahoo search, you know what I mean?
Okay, but let's go down the line then. Okay, so who is this?
The ancient alien, you know what I mean? The gray alien.
And how did you find that one?
The same thing on a search.
Okay, so I think this is probably the most recognizable can right here.
Correct.
And for anybody who doesn't know who this is, who is this and what is this?
Slug,
Slug, who's Slug? From Atmosphere, right?
Atmosphere.
Yeah. We have a lot of hip hop heads. A lot of people are going to be like, yo, I want to buy that. And then this last piece right here, what is this piece right here?
The Native American, the old Indian chief.
Are you Indian?
Native.
You're native.
Nope.
You're native?
Nope,
yeah,
no, I'm not. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
You've just
Negative,
really...
Yeah, no, I just, I love the culture. Growing up around it, my friends throughout the years playing softball and doing all that stuff, we stayed on the res, before it was cool. So it was a lot of good times out there, and I just love the culture, and we just, we just embraced it as a shorty, and as we got older,
That's dope.
Yeah.
And you said baseball, right? So
yes,
you're heavy into sports.
Yes,
you
definitely.
and Jonnyo be talking about stuff. I don't even know what the heck, like the LeBron-y thing, LeBron, all that. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm sitting here like taking,
yeah.
What was your first sport that you fell in love with, and how long did you play it for?
Oh wow, brother! I grew up playing the classic three: the baseball, basketball, football. We did the soccer as a kid. We did a lot of multitude of things. We did skateboarding, rollerblading. We come from that era, before the internet, where everybody was on a bike and cruising
outside
around.
Playing still.
Correct, yeah. And I'm a real big believer in that. Helped out the balance. That helped out the hand-eye coordination that you see that kids are lacking being on the sticks all day. They're not getting that same hand-eye coordination, the same. What would it be? The cardio, everything that goes along with that.
They're
that
stuck
we were
inside.
getting.
Well, they're stuck inside playing the
Right.
game. They're on YouTube, and then like I'm gonna use my kids as an example.
My son too. He's on tab all
so
day.
mine's is like when I take them to practice, they'll run around the ring because they do boxing.
Yeah.
But maybe like 1 or 2 laps, they're like, my second youngest Jay, so he'll say, "Oh, my leg hurts." Well, it's broken. Well, if it was broken, it'd be dragging. And then the thing is too, like I tell him, The thing is, they're cardio. They don't drink water.
Yeah.
They want to drink sodas, Takis, hot Cheetos. We got all this bad stuff, but it's like they need that cardio, like you're saying. They need the cardio. They need the guidance. And at the end of the day, it's like we weren't growing up with that stuff. You know what I mean? Like we went outside where the street lights came on.
Oh yeah,
You know?
once your mom whistled, you were in. You know,
Yeah,
like, you
so
better
that's
be
what I'm
home.
saying.
Yeah.
But now it's like they're like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. I get it. I'm on believe with doing technology, but I'm like sports first. Like everyone should at least be in a sport or not.
Yeah, and another thing too, I think that the way society's going with the NIL deals and everything like that, I
Yeah.
think people are getting so enamored with my kid's the best 10-year-old or
What's an NI deal?
NIL.
What's that?
Yeah, I forgot what
image
it
and
said.
likeness and everything. You know what I mean? It's for them to capitalize off their image and what they're trying to do, right? You know what I mean?
Because
as far as being an athlete.
Well, before they weren't. We got to understand, like NCAA, they weren't making all the money. So like now. Like, well, I don't know if you like back in the day. Now you can put the kids' names on the jersey.
There's always
right?
been dirty money, brother.
Yeah,
but now
then-
it's just always legal now. So
Yeah.
like instead of having to have to launder money through a booster,
Yeah, yeah.
now
That's
you're
what they're called.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now-
the boosters. Because
Yeah.
before they used to
Now
get in
you're-
trouble. Like, say, for
Yeah.
instance, you get drafted, and then they're gonna dig from 5 years ago. Well, hey, MC Lyfe was getting all this money from Boosters Club, but they're trying to find evidence. But now
This is my
everybody's
mama's
getting
name.
paid.
It wasn't to
Right?
me.
It's my mama's
So-
house.
That's what my mom said.
But like how Figure's saying now, when these kids, these athletes get these NIL deals, they don't need to go to the league now because they're already making money.
Mm.
They're getting all these sponsorships from
And I'm not
big name. And I'm not hating it, but
Yeah.
it just
Stay amateur forever.
Yeah,
Keep
but
it
it just
sponsors.
messing
It's
it
what's
up.
right, I think. It's messing it up, but it's what's right. It is what's morally correct, but I think the parents and the society is getting this super twisted. So instead of just being an amazing person, amazing character, all those other crazy tangibles, student athlete, the people forget they're student athletes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you can't read or write and have that 3.5 and pass that SAT, ACT, what's the point of even doing what you're doing, right?
Exactly. No,
So,
you're right,
so
you're right.
again,
That's why I started drawing. I didn't like
Yeah.
the damn tests and all that.
Yeah,
shit. Like
yeah.
I played sports and stuff, and when it came down to it, they didn't let me my second year of football because they're like, you didn't go to your classes, you didn't this, you're good, but you're not smart. And I thought that was the most disrespectful shit in the world. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go tag on your building now, motherfucker.
crazy, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's when a lot of people take graph and that as a sport. Does that make sense? Like I think that's a lot of cats that
There's
you
a lot
meet.
of cardio in there. There's
There
a
is,
lot of
bro.
cardio.
Yeah,
Running from the cops,
athleticism.
running from
Oh,
the gangsters,
for
running from
sure.
the ops, as the kids say.
And I'm out.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
nah,
So with sports and transitioning between art and sports and what did you feel was more for you? Because you played baseball for
collegiately, yeah. I mean, that was probably like what my upside with the draft stock and doing stuff like that. You know what I mean? For those types of things. But if I could do it again, I love basketball. I love the sounds. I love the energy in the gym. I would have went D3 and just hooped at a D3, got my education, finished that up, got my degree, and just had fun hooping instead of worrying about going D1, having to quote unquote what we say is making it when it's not really making it. Like, and I guess now that's what I'm trying to project to my kids now is like, whether you play JUCO, D3, D2, D whatever, go overseas, whatever you do, you made it, and you're in that certain percentage that
If you're getting
is
paid to
doing
do it,
or
bro,
education wise, yeah,
man.
bro, yeah.
And getting paid to do anything, whether it's sports, art, me rapping, him acting.
Correct.
I think, like you said, you've made it, and people's perspective on making it, I feel,
Yes,
is
yeah,
all
yeah.
different. Like my version of making it could be different from his and yours, but in a sense, I feel like if you're getting paid to do something you love, you made it, man. Like, and is that why you started, quote unquote, doing canvases, doing art? Selling. Look, these are these right here, for example,
It's
you
big,
drew
brother.
these, and you
Yeah.
something
Yeah,
you
it's
can
big.
buy. This
Yeah.
like, did you realize that the sports wasn't really working out for you, or did you get injured? Like, what happened that made you go from full on baseball or sports player athlete to full on artist?
When I did that, that's when I blew out my shoulder. I told my labor room, we're playing long toss one day, low one go, bow. I went to work, I wasn't right. Quality insurance through my mother at the time. And that's when I made that change to the tattoo, right? So I started tattooing full time, doing that, the apprenticeship. Again, if I could replay it back, looking back at it, I would have finished up my degree and just started teaching.
Teaching what?
Teaching art. I would have done something
Art.
like that and became a coach and did something like that. I don't regret what I did, and I'm happy for what the trail did end up going as far as with the commercial and me
Yeah.
getting these walls now and doing that type of stuff. But I just feel like I'm happy where it's at. I just want my kids to go a different route and not have to go the struggling artist, like you're saying. Like
Yeah.
we're blessed now to get
Yeah.
paid what we're doing, but how many hours did we have to put in
Yes.
that there was no money, there was
Yeah.
no tears,
Yeah.
there was no. I mean, we're sitting there in the room like, man, bro, we're gonna get this, we're gonna get this, we're gonna get this, and how many times we have to manifest it to get it? You know what I mean? So
You remember when we were sitting in the alley in LA in
Yes.
Skid Row?
Yes.
And we're sitting there and all our homies came
Yeah.
deep and OFRAP, shout out to OFRAP.
yes.
All these bad things are happening, but yet we still had that mindset that if we just keep up to this, one day we're gonna make it. And 10 years ago, it was about 10 years
It
ago.
was,
when
yeah, because our kids
yeah.
were being born, yeah.
10 years ago when I met you and you met me, I didn't know you.
That was a random one at the art walk when you pulled
Walked
up.
by.
Yeah, I was painting.
like, hey, bro, you're tight. It's like, oh, cool. Just kept it pushing. Didn't care. Didn't get like. That's one thing you've never been. You've never cared for people to celebrate you or give you trophies because your art speaks for itself. People get awards. They get this and get that, and they get a lot of. They get big upped. They get people riding their dicks. I guess you could
Of course,
say.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
You've always been like, hey, bro, I know my art's dope. Don't even trip. Like, what do you show me what you got going on?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've always been like, yeah, I'm dope, but what are you dope at?
Correct, brother. And because it's like we're all feeding off each other, right? We're all eating off energies and stuff. So I'm like, hey, like, it's dope. It's hip hop, bro. It's,
Yeah.
it's the essence, right? Like we would never have done this stuff if we weren't into it. Like we love what
Yeah.
we do, bro. And
Yeah,
it
yeah.
turned into what we have now. But I mean, I would still do this if I worked at a Mickey D's. If I
Mm-hmm.
was working at a multi-million, I would still be on a pad drawing and sketching and doing stuff. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
well, it's because
So,
you love it. And then like how
Love
Life
it.
was saying,
he loves hip hop.
oh yeah, he loves hip hop. And then like
know?
how you say people recognize your stuff. For example, like with the Domino's mask.
Yeah.
You got recognized in where you're staying at in the newspaper and stuff. I remember when you called me about when you booked the commercial.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, damn, you got booked for a commercial for Figuer. You're like, yeah, bro, I'm super stoked. And when I saw it, I was just like, oh, that's
Commercial for what?
for Domino's.
Okay, no, wait, slow it down.
Yeah, he got
Wait,
booked for a
run it
commercial
back,
for some
run it
Domino's.
back.
That's why he made that from the pizza box. He got a newspaper article for that.
If you guys
so he was
haven't
recognized.
seen this right here, explain what this is right here. And you guys know what a stormtrooper is, but
Yeah, because Figure's
you got a full-on commercial for this?
Yeah, and it was basically with this. I was cosplaying at the time. To make this armor is like $2,500. That's if you can do all the maintenance and the MacGyvering yourself, right?
Like making it at home? Like
I
with
always
the-
wanted it. Like I always wanted to have that stormtrooper. My son's name's Jedi. I'm like, yeah, bro. So when I did it for the project, I knocked it out, and I went into Domino's and was like, hey, let me get those white boxes.
Shoot it, bro.
Yeah, let me
Hey,
get those.
Let me get those.
And they were
boxes,
free,
bro.
yeah. And they were like, for what? Like, what are you going to use it with? And I'm like, bro,
Fuck off.
It's for a project. Yeah, it's for my shorties, you
Yeah.
know? But I started doing it, and I went down the rabbit hole one day, and you can't, a lot of people make the clone trooper mask, but this is the actual stormtrooper.
Stormtrooper.
Yeah, so making these
Okay.
folds and making these bends and doing that took so much time, MacGyvering the inside. You can see
Is this the original one, or do you have multiples of these? You just have one
Domino's.
suit?
No, see, that's the Domino's purchased the original one, and then we couldn't get the rights from Disney.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
That's when we went the other route, and that's when you see me as a Domino Knight, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
similar gear, similar armor, but the mask has changed, and I made this sweet like
Shield
large
and sword.
shield. Yeah, where I'm like,
is that the
this
one that you
real.
made when we went to the Long Beach?
Yeah, this is that same set, bro.
Okay, yeah,
the same set, the Long Beach
okay.
Con.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
see, those are the yeah, see.
What's Long Beach Con like?
Like the Comic Con.
Cosplay.
Oh,
for,
okay,
for,
okay.
Yeah, for the Comic Con.
Is it like a
Yeah.
tattoo thing?
No, it's
No.
for a comic,
okay.
for a cosplay and,
Yeah,
and comic books.
it's just not
and-
San Diego one. It's a smaller venue.
It's just a Comic Con.
Yeah, but
okay,
same, it's just a smaller
okay.
venue. That's when Figure went and wore that. We got invited, and that's what for the Domino stuff. So yeah.
So
geeking
that kind of
out.
answers one of my questions I was going to ask you is how has art changed your life? Like, I'm sure there's been, I see you breathing heavy. Like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
got
No,
it.
that's deep. Yeah.
Yeah, but how has art changed your life? Like, from doing Montana, because you had a sponsorship with Montana, correct?
Not necessarily a sponsorship, but like they were pushing paint, and I was like, I was getting it for a really good deal, and and you know what I mean. It was a scratch my back thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, I was
It
like, I'm
it
gonna hook you up because you're a dope artist.
And it was earlier when they just established themselves in the States, you know what I mean? So like obviously I know I'm not sponsored or anything like that, but they definitely look out and they've always
Showed
have
some
looked
love.
out. Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah.
how has art changed your life?
I was tremendously. You know what I mean? That I guess that is what makes me, right? My art. because it's that's what I did at such a young age. Like sports was amazing. I'm an amazing athlete. Whatever you want to say, like we can say that. There's always somebody bigger, faster, stronger. But I would say artistically, I'm on that level world. Like I'm a professional artist. You know what I mean? To where I can go to Japan, Australia, Russia, Europe, pick up a spray paint can, and I don't feel intimidated. I feel like I could rock with anybody in the world. You know what I mean? So that's just. I guess I feel like that when I'm athletically, I could hoop and pull up. But again, like you're gonna get bodied by a dude 6'6" in basketball. You know what I mean? It's not like that. This is
but artistically, they can't touch you
with a crayon, some dirt. Like let's do it. Like you guys want to rock? You want to draw? Like you want to draw? You want to draw? You want to draw?
You built like some Lego things. You built all sorts of stuff, man. Dog, I've been to your house multiple times, and I love it because it's literally like going through a museum of history.
Yes,
you have. If I'm correct, Star Wars was your first like love, I guess, to like start drawing and doing stuff because you have so many Star Wars things, like everything, and your son's name is Jedi.
Yeah, Star Wars for sure, bro. But I would say like the first ones are those old school comic book days, bro, with the McFarlanes and the and those cats. You know, Jim Lee. You know, those dudes were imitating that artwork all day long. Bart Simpson, like those, you know what I mean? Like those were the days, you know? So
is there a style of art that you prefer to do? Because this is, it's not acrylic on canvas. This is aerosol on canvas, right?
Yep.
And then you also do, because you had that one drawing what you did with the pens, the dots.
The scratchboard stuff.
Dude, you were like, dog, I will never do that again. And it was, I don't know if it was like a picture of Tupac or something.
It's just so tedious. It was like an old dude's like just chilling with the face like that. But still, it just takes, all of it's tedious. Like people, whether I take 6 to 8 hours or whatever on this project, it's probably going to take me that long to knock out an 8.5 by 11 color pencil rendering. You know what I mean? It's the same amount of effort still going to go into that thing, you know? I just prefer this because I can knock it out more efficiently and just quicker with the spray paint can than what I can in something else with the scale, everything about it. Like that, for me to pull up 5-gallon buckets of paint and gallon buckets of paint all day on a lift is horrible, bro. Yeah. I could sit there with my whole palette of paint and graffiti and just paint all day. And I'm knocking out huge balls that big. I can't even get a paintbrush that big. I have to use a sprayer. You know what I mean?
So you prefer using graffiti cans?
Yeah, for sure, brother. Yeah. If it's something sentimental for the family or something like that, I love going the traditional like pencil, graphite or something like that. That just looks beautiful when you get them done in the household and stuff. But if I'm gonna paint something big or something for somebody, it's gonna be spray paint for sure.
For sure. Yeah. Do you get commissioned a lot more for that than anything, or because you do tattoos as well?
Yeah, brother. Yeah.
So is it crazy. Like a balance? Is it people like, hey, I want tattoos. Hey, I want murals, and you're just like, you know what? Both you guys can just chill.
Yeah, and I would think for a minute there, I think that whole tattoo hype thing was getting to it, and it was just kind of being like, man, I don't want to be. Like it was getting too played out, and there's a lot of crazy cats now too. You know, the Australian dudes, the European cats, the American dudes,
the Japanese dudes,
killing it with the realism. You know, so I kind of revamped that way, but I picked up a lot more painting work. You know what I mean, commissions and stuff like that. So that's basically, I would say my percentage of it now is probably 60% painting, 30% tattooing, and the rest is
miscellaneous
classic, you know, shoes or, you know, family portraits or stuff like that. So
when you did the Domino Stormtrooper, was that like because you were on commercials, man? I remember seeing you on commercials.
Crazy.
I would be sitting there just watching TV, and I'm like, "That's Figuer! That's Figuer!"
Yeah,
it would be like I think it said your name at the bottom.
Figuer.
Danny or something. And it was like, the sword guy. You did like a whole pose. Yeah. I was like, it was so tight. Like, do you get royalties off of that? Because as an artist, if I do a song with somebody, I'm like, yo, let me get that 10% real quick every time you play it.
And I'd rather take the royalties over the stuff, right?
Yeah,
so with that contract, if
you can speak on it,
it wasn't necessarily like that. It definitely was a percentage, and Domino's did look out for me for sure, brother. Like they blessed me, and they looked out for me. I was
free pizza for life, because I would have been blessed, man.
Oh yeah, we all know
pizza. Because we're gonna go to Domino's after this. I'm like,
right now, I need about 20 pies. I'm gonna pull out the Happy Gilmore card. Like, I need this one right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, Subway for life. But no, whenever I call them and I need a favor, they look out for sure, bro. It's
really
maybe that's like how I like to maybe not capitalizing off of things, but I just want to be equals and just
Yeah.
spread my thing. And if, hey, you're an amazing person. If I need a favor and you need a favor for me, let's scratch each other's back. I don't want to have it like, what is that, like the monetary gain. Yeah. You owe me one. Like, nah,
I got
bro,
this
like,
shit over your head.
That part. Yeah. No, I don't want that relationship with the people I try to do the business with. You know what I mean?
Those are the worst because people just take advantage of you, and then they try to always be the one up on you. You know,
it's weird, right? Yeah. It's weird, or it's like they're always down their back. It never really was for the art. It's like so they could capitalize and make themselves look better. You know what I
feel
mean?
like Domino's, they really gave you
a platform,
and what type of doors opened after that? Like, were people calling you like, "Hey, is this you on TV?" Or like what? What happened after that? Because I always wanted to ask you that. Like, dude, you just went from being out of nowhere, it's like, "Hey, check this out," to being like, "Look, you're on TV now," and then.
And it opened up a lot of doors. Like I would say it opened up more artistically, right? Like I was able to open up the shop. I was able to sit there and finally do the paint sales and do that type of stuff and network like that. You know what I mean? So it opened up a lot more doors in that avenue. I haven't really got any more commissions, but I haven't been cosplaying as much either. So I'm gonna get back to cosplaying this season. You know, me and my sons, we're gonna get back to it, my baby. But I just again it opened up a crazy amount of avenues for sure. But the cosplay thing is fun. It's, you know, I'm losing it, bro.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. It's dope because I've never been on a commercial and I always wondered those type of questions. Like, yo, am I going to get...
You'd always just ask about
Yeah, because I always ask Johnny because he'd be on, like, what commercials were you on?
Jonnyo stays on commercials.
Well, it's been some years, but commercial-wise, I can't even think of one. I think maybe 3 years ago after COVID, I did a Nike commercial.
Mm-hmm.
I did, I think
the
I was...
Puma one, right? You did Puma
I did long jump.
Oh, okay.
I ended up getting a really bad sunburn, bro.
I believe it. 8-degree burn.
Bro, both sides, front and back. I was peeling like a reptile, bro. But, no.
And that was inspiring, bro, because, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I would be hyped when I had all this stuff going on, like, hey, Jonnyo.
Yeah, I remember when you called me. I was like, you got booked on a commercial? He was like, yeah.
The SAG. I'm on the SAG,
I was
bro.
like, get it. He was union. Just for that commercial, you got it. Yeah. And I was proud for him.
What is SAG? Screen
Actors Guild.
Okay.
It's a union.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in that and you're in that.
Yeah.
No, we need to get in this shit.
Hey, we had a protest, brother. Yeah, hey, you got to get our rights.
I need my SAG card or whatever.
With the AI,
Yeah, your SAG card, you'd be walking and be like, yeah, I'm SAG, bro.
Oh, it's official. Like fucking Ace Ventura pick
Yeah.
You don't have to bring a SAG card. You're like, what's your number? Hold on. It's like a social security number. You just tell them what it is. They pull it up. MC Life is official. Go on through.
You made it. You made it, kid.
You made it. Once you have that, you made it, bro.
Who are some of your influences being an artist? Like, because me, I like Georgia O'Keeffe, Van Gogh, Revoke, Retina, Saber. I like Atlas. I like art from all sorts of different
crazy.
Like,
Yeah, for
Doze.
sure.
I think that's his name, right? Digital Doze.
Yeah.
He has some of the craziest, colorful, wildest big pieces, and those are people that when I do my little hand styles and stuff, I was big on Retina. Retina was my all-time favorite.
Word, yeah.
Favorite because I like his hand styles and the way
that was that era, brother. Yeah. 90s graph.
Like AWR, MSK, those are my inspirations. Who were some of your inspirations? Because you come from a whole different generation.
I would say, I mean, the graph-wise.
Yes, graph-wise, and no, just artistically-wise, like anybody. It could be from Van Gogh to Saber, you know what I mean?
Okay, Michelangelo, Bernini, all the classics, Soto, Nico, all those types of cats. Graph-wise, it was the Bashers crew back in the day at the Globe.
GCS?
In Pomona. Yeah,
shout out to GCS. Those are the homies right there.
That huge piece on top, bro. And that was some of my favorite cats. That was Max, 242. That was... Crayola was in that crew. Soto.
Crayola?
Yeah,
Crayola.
And that's what a lot of cats don't remember that crew, you know, like, but the Bashers were it for me, you know. It was NATO and those guys and all those dudes that were pumping out that stuff at that time. But obviously, you know, the CBS cats. I paid a lot with Nose recently, so that's been really cool. And I think that's what's opened up a lot of doors too with the types of writers I get to write with now. The collaborations with that's that's what's pretty cool too. You know what I mean?
And you do strictly legal work, or do you temper in a little bit here and then just go back? Everybody gets that itch. Sometimes I'm like, man, I'm gonna just grab this. No, stop. Just don't paint.
And it feels good. It feels good.
Yeah.
Whether you're catching a tag or
just
or
stickers.
you're doing
I feel
something.
good. Just sticker.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Sticker around. I'm like, oh, that's me right there. It's my sticker.
Yeah, no, you're not lying, bro. And it feels good, or like a late night mission. It's okay, bro. You know what I mean? It's I think I pick and choose now when I'm gonna paint. You know what I mean, or what I'm gonna paint on. For sure. Back
Trains
in the day,
by any chance? Or
freights?
I've never painted a train.
Freights is in the future for sure. It's funny, like this season we were talking about it. I didn't get put onto the freight culture.
I didn't either. We just had the freeways. My thing was the freeways. We used to hang off the freeways with me and iLad, and it was the worst. It was like, man, I hear so many bad stories, and I was like, that could have been me.
Oh, for sure, bro. The Halos don't play. Yeah.
Ask Vic. I would literally do a line and be like, cop.
Sketchy.
And it'd be no cop. Do another line, cop. He'd be like, stop yelling, cop, you fucking faggot. I'm like, bro, I'm just saying, like, I'm scared. I don't want to go to jail, And I'm the worst person to paint with because I'm the worst. Don't paint with me. Because give me a legal wall, we'll go to Venice, we'll have some fun, San Diego, do something like that. I don't like that rush.
I
don't like that rush. I could go fight somebody and I like that rush. I'll go scrap, but me potentially going to jail is a ultimate negative. I don't like that feeling at all.
And that's what I think it's come down to, right? In that midlife crisis, like, is this paint worth what it was in the 90s and the 2000s?
Because it's a felony now if you get caught tagging.
That big enough, for sure, bro. That's not. I mean, when I had it was a misdemeanor, but they hit me with a lot of
property damage.
Of stuff. Yeah, bro. That was the early 2000s. You know what I mean? And
it only got worse legally after that.
Yeah, you're like, come on, bro. Like now it's. I wish they would give us more. I don't want to say, we need more places to ride or what. That's not what we're saying.
But we do, though. We do. Look at Riverside downtown, right? Look at all those murals you see in downtown because they finally realized that art is these walls, nobody wants to see blank ass walls. Nobody. It's like a prison. Like, why do we want to be stuck in a prison in our society when we could literally see beautiful pieces? You literally did a mural of an airplane, like you said, March Air Force Base mixed with Route 66, and that is art, and that's something beautiful that people are going to see that and be like, oh, my grandpa talks about Route 66. My grandfather went to March Air Force Base. Like, rather than seeing a wall and be like, that's ugly ass wall right there.
And you know what people always say? I don't want to see the gangsters and the taggers. I said, nah, man, because you know what, dude? The essays and everybody was a kid or wasn't an essay their whole life, bro. Like, you cannot hate on being a kid like that. Who didn't want to be in an airplane? Who didn't want to have a dope ass truck? You know what I mean? Like that's what it was about, bro. Like people respect this shit. Like a knucklehead's gonna be a knucklehead, right? If you're gonna sit there and write on some shit, you're gonna write on some shit regardless. Like you don't care. You know what I mean? But again, like that stuff is it's beautification. The walls are ugly, peeling. Yeah, like come on, like why not get that? Like I'm not asking you to even pay me out. Let's try to figure out something like brainstorm. How can I help you help me?
Because you did deals where you like just pay for the paint. I remember you used to tell me all the time, just pay for the paint, Lyfe, and the material. I got you.
Let's knock it out.
Yeah, and then it was always like, we'll worry about the financial shit later. I want to get this out for you because I see how much it means to you. Because the one thing about you as an artist is when you do tattoos, like, because you said no to certain tattoos, you're like, no, I can't do that.
Yeah, word. Yeah,
and not because you can't artistically do it, but because you internally can't do it. You're like, nah, I'm not gonna draw a bunch of upside down crosses and demons and devils and shit. You know,
what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong sometimes, dog.
Yeah.
And I think what people get. It's always the dollar.
Yeah.
It's the gluttonous aspect. The dollar ruins people, bro. And I think that's whether it's they're getting a little bit of hype and now they want to sell themselves and be like, I'm doing it. And now they're going to shit on everybody else that got them there. I think lately I'm tired of being the stepping stone.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I look at a lot of people in my circle around me and I'm thinking like, damn, bro, you were rocking with me. So why am I the enemy now while you're over there fucking rocking with them? You know what I mean? Like I'm happy for all of us. I'm still eating. Proud for you. Good job, brother. You know what I mean? Like
you've never been a hater. You've always been like, hey, there's enough like for everybody to eat.
We're all eating. And I think that's what made the team strong. You know what I mean? When we were doing those everybody was just hungry and getting it. You know what I mean? We were out there we have to be here. And everybody was like you're saying, when we pulled up to Skid Row, we were there like 40, 50, 60 deep at some random ass show, you know what I mean? From
IE and Beaumont and Banning all the way in South Central LA or Inglewood or wherever.
That was crazy, bro.
We were the party, and when we left, everybody would be like, oh man, they're there was a party with them.
Yeah, dog. And then that social networking and those networking lines, they would come and pull up to shows and do stuff. It was crazy how that worked, bro. It was that's what it takes. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why you guys are so successful now. Does that make sense? Like, the squad of the people you're doing.
For sure. Because a lot of like I said, you booked us a couple shows. You're like, hey, check this out. The homies wanted me to do some art. I threw your name in the hat, and they said, all right, hit them up. And we'd go do shows together. I'd be like, oh, I'm going to meet you there. And you're driving from far, and you would drive just to come support us. Sometimes things didn't work out, and you would come support. You've been a very supportive friend and artist. And and I've always wanted to say, like, thank you for that, because a lot of those things helped me become a better friend, a supporter, because I'd be like, damn, the homie's coming all the way from over here, giving all my family tattoos for like the Lolo, all these great things, when I know how much it costs, I know where you could be, and I know the things you do charge for. So it's dope to see that money has never driven you. It's always been about how you feel about doing it. You know, whether it's art, whether it's tattoos, whether it's coming to supporting. You would literally tell me, like, hey, you know what? I'm not feeling it today, but kill that shit. I'm there. The force be with you, man.
The force is with you, brother.
The force is with you. Always your thing. And I'd be like, and it's dope because support like that is very hard to find. And here we are 10 years later doing all these great things. What was your favorite piece that you personally did other than the Stormtrooper? Because I know you said that this was one, and I know we talked about this piece because you bring this piece everywhere you go. This is like a part of you.
That's the one.
What do you mean, like the one?
The one that I'll never sell, I'll never get rid of, because that was when I had my epiphany moment. That's when I knocked it out and I was like, whoa, that's pretty dope, bro. Like, that's, I never done anything like that. You know what I mean? And I'd been painting for years, since 94. And I'm just,
that's your trophy?
That was my epiphany moment. Yeah, for sure. And I think now the ones that I really am cherishing, the larger scale pieces are dope. The hyperrealism, the cities I get to work with. I'm doing one in Riverside, a huge one for Station 3, the fire station, you know.
Let me know when you do so we could document that. That would be
sure.
super,
that would be
super dope. No, well, for sure,
dope.
man. Like, I got all the cameras and stuff. Like, that's the stuff that I feel nobody gets to see. Like, you said this is one of your favorite pieces, and it took you how long to get to that level? Like,
exactly all those years of just drawing, bro. Like, just drawing. It's the paint mileage, bro. It's the paint mileage, just like the company that I got going right now. You know, the Paint Mileage Co. I started with
what's that?
I kind of rebranded myself. You know, it's Figuer Studio, but after COVID, not having the studio like that, like I have my smaller private studio. You know what I mean? But I'm going more with the paint mileage thing now. You know, like that's kind of where I'm going with my rebrand. It's like the Paint Mileage Company as far as the figure.
What is paint mileage? Like, because I don't understand.
Just putting in the amount of mileage on your pens, whether it's a pencil, a brush, like the mileage that you're putting in, just getting that mileage in on that thing. You know what I mean? So after miles and miles and miles, you get them journeyman miles. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with my journey as far as the whole painting.
Yeah, you just every day you're learning, every day you're doing more.
Always evolving, bro. And
because you're a student. One thing you told me is like life. You could never know it all. You could always learn some new shit. There's always a new style coming out. There's always a new font you could learn. You always tell me like there's a new, bro. You might be rapping this way. You could learn how to rap this way now. Or you could this or you could that. And as a student myself, and as like you said, you're always learning and trying to better yourself. And I think that's one of the dopest things is because it's not just you. You're trying to better your family. You're trying to better your people around us.
Correct.
You've always been that positive energy in the room, and I think it's dope. And if you could do one, like, ultimate great piece, what would it be? Would it be like a bunch of comic people? Because I know you Stan Lee and all that, and a lot of the comics that you were growing up on, you would always tell me, like, I want to do one giant piece with this person in the middle, and then all these characters like Wolverine, and then this and that. Because in your black books, I love your black books.
The Bibles, yeah.
Dude, your characters are some of the wildest characters, but the one thing you do is you put a lot into one picture. Would you do something like really huge, or would you just do a collab of a bunch of dope stuff that you like?
I think I would go super huge, right? It would have to be like a. There's a couple walls I've been looking at recently that I'm probably going to do something like that on. I'm probably going to go one big image for this one, but if I had a perfect world, it would probably be, like you're saying, dog, to do the photorealistic portraits of the characters next to their comic character. Does that make sense? Or something like that, to where you're getting that comic rendering and doing that, and to be able to paint like that, to have the two different styles looks super dope. When you
Yes.
have the classic graph, solid colors, and then you have the beautiful blends of the soft stuff, like that's a dope collab to have. And a huge wall with all those characters would be super tough.
Because you have that the wall in your backyard, and I think you did a portrait of your son, correct?
My son, my baby girl, I just did.
Oh,
That's
yeah, okay, yeah.
she. We took the photo at the Air Museum when she was out there, and those, like when you brought that up, those are probably my favorite ones to paint because it's they're my biggest fans, bro. Does that make sense?
Hell yeah, my son is my number one fan.
Yeah.
Like I be rapping, and my son comes in there, he's like, I'm like, stop
You're
it,
the
bro.
shit. Yeah,
Stop, you're making me
yeah.
laugh. I can't.
So like to see them that hyped is, I think that's what it is. And like, oh, you're paying them. They don't understand. They'll understand later, bro. How dope that was that their pops did it. And when I have that, like again, some new stuff. I have a book coming out, right? So it's like they're in the book and they see the process and they see the years and the stuff put in, and they're like, they were there for that whole journey, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you
Hell
can
yeah.
see them documented in that thing, and it's to see them as babies, as infants, to where now they're teenagers.
Yeah.
And that's the dope part. And I think it's bittersweet. Definitely, right? As we get older, we're talking about the kids. You know, I think it's really sad as we get older. You know, 40's here this year, and it's
Pass the torch, though, man. You're a very talented person, right? Just pass it to the homies, man. Pass it to the kids. I know we're coming up towards the end here right now, and I just want to say thank you for coming through.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you,
been
bro.
too
Thank you.
long. We need to do this again.
Yeah.
Cupcake crew, you feel me?
Triple C's, baby.
Triple C's, baby.
Triple C's,
man.
yeah.
And if there's any shout outs you want to give out to, I know.
Shout out to everybody, my family, the kids at home, everybody who's rocked with me from day one that never jumped ship. I'm really blessed to have you guys in my life. It's been a rocky road, and a lot of you guys know the positives and the negatives. And again, that's what we all have, right? So again, thank you for all those people that are rocking with me and the people that are going to continue rocking with me. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank
Hell
you,
yeah.
bro.
My name is MC Lyfe.
Jonnyo.
We have Figuer in the building.
Figure.
Make sure you tune in. Once again, we're almost to 50,000 subscribers. We're at 42,000 at this very moment. Hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. Peace.
Blessings.